Infinite Opportunities helps you learn more about the wide range of enriching opportunities at Pennsylvania's 14 state system universities. This week, we'll hear about some of the successes achieved by students who've gone through the state system. But first, we'll hear from Mansfield University's president, Francis Hendricks.
Hello, I'm Frank Brogran, the Chancellor of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, and welcome to our program, Infinite Opportunities. This is our chance to showcase the wonderful 14 publicly funded state universities scattered all over the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, providing high-quality post-secondary education. And today, we're going to take the chance to meet one of the leaders of those 14 universities, President Fran Hendricks. You know, it was 157 years ago when the classic seminary of Mansfield opened its doors in Tioga County, Pennsylvania. And 158 years later, not only is that institution still alive and well, but producing, after evolution and change, growth and development, a marvelous educational opportunity, not only to the students of Pennsylvania, the country, but students from all over the world. It has a classic history, and a part of that history has come home to lead that institution into the future. President Fran Hendricks is a graduate of Mansfield University. He came away with a baccalaureate degree before going off to acquire 2 additional graduate degrees from the University of Southern California and the Air War College. He's now returned as the 19th president, having been given that wonderful distinction in 2013 by the Board of Governors of the Pennsylvania State System of Higher Education, and he's with us today. He brings a great background to this job and is really helping to try to forge a bright and wonderful future for the institution. So welcome today, President Hendricks. We are delighted to have you with us.
Chancellor Brogran, it's great to be here. Thank you.
President Hendricks, I've touched on a few of the footnotes about the important history of Mansfield University. Before we begin some more direct questioning, can you tell us a little bit more generally about the great institution that is Mansfield?
Mansfield is a proud member of the state system. We're located 40 minutes north of Williamsport, roughly 20 minutes south of the New York border. We have 2,400 students. We're a liberal arts-based school, and we're very excited about what we offer to the Commonwealth as well as to the nation.
Well, I understand there are so many new things going on, not only at Mansfield, but in our entire state university system. But as it relates to Mansfield, you've got a lot of new activities unfolding on a regular basis. One of them is a new designation that the institution has recently been awarded. Can you tell us a little bit about COPLAC?
Yes, in January of this year, we were designated by the Council of Public Liberal Arts Schools, COPLAC, to be the representative of Pennsylvania. They pick one school, public school, from each state. We now join a consortium of 28 other schools, 27 from across the United States and 1 from Canada. This offers great opportunities for our students for joint research with other schools, as well as projects, an opportunity to present, and we're very excited about representing Pennsylvania in the COPLAC.
That's wonderful, and it is very exciting and provides, I think, a unique opportunity for Mansfield, but also the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in that regard. You've got so many new initiatives unfolding within your curriculum, and one thing I really hope we can touch on is some of your 3-dimensional work that you're doing at Mansfield University. Tell our viewers a little bit about what you're doing in that regard.
You're talking about our geoscience department.
Yes.
Our geoscience department is one of 3 in the United States that has its own dedicated 3D printer. Our Tioga County Commissioners last year, through a grant, purchased the printer for the university. Now our students and our faculty, hands-on with in coordination with our in-house unmanned aerial vehicles, were able to map the Grand Canyon. We're the first, this has never been done before. Within 24 hours of posting our results, we had Research One institutions from across the United States, as well as international, asking us how we've done it. Right now, 5 patents are pending. At Mansfield, as a student, your name also goes on that patent. We have 2 students whose names are on those patents. We're very excited about what this means, not only for the university, but for the 3D printing and mapping in general, and what it means for our Commonwealth, Corps of Engineers, and others who could use this technology.
The 3D programming is so exciting, and I've seen examples of it across the country. If our viewers aren't aware of what it is technology to the greatest extent, where you can actually turn out a product as opposed to just a photocopy of something. And as you mentioned, the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania that your students recently mapped was turned into a 3D full-dimensional opportunity to see what it looks like in a scale model, and it's really an amazing technology. And of course, the students who have benefit of it and the faculty who teach it will be helping to lead us into the future with that kind of new technology. Something that doesn't necessarily usually fall under the heading of technology, but is an incredibly important part of Mansfield and our system, is the wonderful and recognized music program at Mansfield University. Can you tell us a little bit about one of the prides of Mansfield?
Mansfield University was the first institution to provide music instruction in the nation back in 1862, and we've built on that ever since. Last year, our concert choir returned from the World Choir Games with 3 gold medals. This counts for 9 of them in the last 10 years. We have had, over the last couple of years, 12 Grammy-eligible nominations from our wind ensemble. The music accolades just go on, and we're very excited about this, in the coming years, where we will represent the Commonwealth in France in 2018 as they celebrate the men from the Commonwealth from Pennsylvania who fought there in World War I. We're looking to go and tour France at that time and play at the cemetery as they honor the men who fought there and died, who came from the state.
What a special distinction, and what an honor for the university and for all of us in Pennsylvania. It's marvelous, and again, a renowned program of music at Mansfield University. There's a great deal of work being done in our system, Mr. President, regarding undergraduate research. Most people usually assign the term research to graduate and postgraduate, but more and more across the country and more in our system, undergraduate research, because of the skills necessary, which are so important to translate to the world of work for our graduates ultimately, has become a big part of our curriculum. You've already mentioned the work that you're doing with drones. You've talked about the 3D applications upon which you have embarked. Tell us some additional opportunities that Mansfield is utilizing for research.
We just renovated our Grant Science Center, our Science Center. When our incoming students walk into those chemistry labs and biology labs, they're amazed at what they see, because typically you won't have hands-on to this type of equipment till you hit the graduate level. We're the only school in the state system who works with Cornell with reciprocal biology type things in the labs. So we're very excited about that. Again, the new science facility and the opportunities that prevails there, as well as in our nursing program. In our partnership with Robert Packard Hospital and the labs that are there, and well, both at our campus and our Sarah campus. So we have a lot of research opportunities for our students. Geoscience, we mentioned the drones in that. We're also out doing, with our ground penetrating radars, mapping the cemeteries in the northern tier. We find ourselves in the sciences out testing water and wellheads and things like that we're able to give back to the landowners or to the state. This goes back to that individualized, personalized, hands-on education that Mansfield has, where you find yourself in the field testing water or other type things that have come to the benefit of both the individual out there or the state.
Well, the hands-on application has become a very important part of what we do in our universities now, rather changing the mold from what it was years ago to try to better prepare our students for the world in which they're going to live and work going forward. Give us 1 second, if you will, on a very important program that's new at Mansfield. And it's not only new, it's different, because while you're doing a master's degree in nutrition, you're doing it online, recently approved. Tell us about it.
That program is building on our very successful undergraduate nutrition program. By the year 2024, all nutrition dietetics individuals will have to have a master's degree to be licensed. Our program is online so that working professional can get that certification, that master's degree, and continue to be certified. It's also going to have an entrepreneurial part to it, those who want to be in business for themselves and things like that. So we're very excited. That rolls out this fall. We're very excited about as that goes forward for our young men and women who find themselves in this area and are looking for that additional education.
President Hendricks, as I've always said, there are so many new things unfolding in our 14 state universities, along with the great historical entities that exist and continue to exist in our programs and in our offerings for our students. But tell us a little bit about some of the futuristic vision for Mansfield and where you're headed.
Mansfield's always looking for new programs for its students. For those who've had a relative, a father, mother, grandparent, or even a second sibling attended Mansfield, in the fall of 16 we will subsidize their tuition with an offset. We're very excited about what this means for our students and their families as they wrestle with the cost of an education. This goes right in line with our affordability and accessibility mission here in the state. And we're very proud of what we'll be able to do starting in the fall of 16 for the students coming to Mansfield.
You know, people talk about marketing in connection with higher education today. Some people are still a bit put off with that phrase when you're talking about colleges and universities. And yet, if you take a state like Pennsylvania, there are over 300 institutions of higher education in this state. When we talk about marketing, we're talking about informing our citizenry as to who we are, what we do, so that as parents and students begin to shop, if you will, for their higher education experience, they'll have a better time vectoring in on those institutions that seem to draw them closer in terms of needs and wants, desires and aspirations. As you're out there marketing and recruiting the great things that you're doing and hope to do in the future, what are the top priority issues that you want to punch through with to that recruiting class?
Value proposition is very, very important. When we were just recently named Colleges of Distinction, and in the top 100 best value schools in the nation at our size, we're number 14 in the Northeast. So it's about that value. What are you getting in comparison to what you're paying? There's nothing that compares to a state system education. Being a product of it here, I'm living proof of what that means. I want the same thing for the visitors to Mansfield. Should Mansfield be the right fit for them? So it's all about that value. It's about the quality of that education and how that'll prepare them for their rendezvous with opportunity. This is all about getting them ready.
Well, I am sorry to say this, but our time has slipped away, and I hope our viewers have come away, I have, with a much better overview of so many of the great things that are unfolding at one of our 14 state universities, in this case, Mansfield University. So we thank you very much, President Hendricks, for being with us today. Thanks for sharing with our viewers, and to all of our viewers, thank you for tuning in and being a part of this programming. Thank you, President Hendricks.
Thank you, Chancellor Brogran. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Coming up next, explore more opportunities offered at the universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education.
I wake up at 2:30 every morning to start my day. I'll shoot a live segment, then minutes later go out to cover something in the community. Even on the hardest days, I always remember being in my Clarion dorm room and just hoping that this exact moment would happen. No matter what I do, no matter how far I go, I always think about my Clarion professors and how they helped make me the confident woman I am today.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Mansfield University to meet an ESPN radio host who's glad he chose Mansfield.
You know what it is? Even though it's only been less than 2 years since the last time I was here, just to see how this place continues to grow and progress. We're no longer just a little school in Tioga County. That's not the case anymore. We matter, not just in the school system of Pennsylvania, but also all around the country where we have something special going on here. And anytime you get a chance to be a part of that, especially being an alum from 1987 like I am, as far as I'm concerned, the future is only going to continue to get better and be brighter for Mansfield University. When I got the brochure in the mail, I had never heard of Mansfield University. But there was something about that brochure. It was very warm, it was very inviting. And I said to myself, I've never heard of this school, but maybe I should give it a chance. And when I sent the application in to try to get accepted to Mansfield University, and they returned it so quickly, I said to myself, you know what, there's no reason for me to look at any other school, whether it's in New York or New Jersey. There was something about this place. It had a special connection, it had a special pull. And the first day that I got up here, I said to myself, you know what? I did make the right decision, but more importantly, somebody saw something in me to say, you need to be here because this place is going to benefit you. It is an absolute pleasure for me to come back to a place that means so much to me, and to talk to you young men and young women who are ready to take on the world and find your place in this world. That's what Mansfield University teaches you, and that's what Mansfield graduates do. Our successes will be yours, and your successes will be ours. I'm nothing against bigger schools, but you don't have to worry about being a number here at Mansfield University. You never have to worry about being lost in the shuffle because everybody is going to make sure you're going to get the proper tools and the things you're going to need to make sure that not only you further your education, but further yourself as a person to be the best person you can be and not be afraid of any competition, because the competition here is going to make sure you're ready for any kind of competition when you leave here. I never thought I'd be a program director for an oldies station in Poughkeepsie, New York. I never expected that I would work at ESPN radio and talk to people and sports figures from all walks of life and having more of a ball that I never could have imagined. I never thought that one day I would be standing up here and talking to all you fresh young minds and fresh young faces and speak about being a proud graduate of Mansfield University. But you know what? Maybe again, I should have, because that's what Mansfield University taught me. This university taught me that the only thing keeping me from achieving would be me. So don't let anything or anyone stand in your way from keeping you from rising to the top of whatever you want to do. Mansfield University has shown you the way. Don't get in your own way and always put in the work. Be smart, be tough, be the best, be Mansfield. The one thing this university taught me was the only person that could hold me back was me. No matter what I've been able to do, no matter what experiences that I have had, I made sure to get out of my own way. It's very easy to talk yourself out of something, especially if it's something you really want to do. It's worth it to get out of your way and go after it. Mansfield University taught me that, and it has taught you. We are a family. We are a Mansfield family. And I hope you realize how powerful that bond will always be.
Coming up next, explore more opportunities offered at the universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education.
Slippery Rock was my first choice.
My best choice.
Because they have what I wanted to study.
What I wanted to study.
I love my major.
I love the professors. It's so much more.
So much more than a class. There's a tradition of success.
Leadership.
Community service.
Helping me through my major and bringing about success for my future.
Slippery Rock has shown me the world.
The Rock prepared me for my job.
Slippery Rock University.
Experience the difference.
Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Kutztown University to see the renaming of their football stadium to honor an alumnus who was inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame.
At this time, I will present a resolution from the KU Council of Trustees.
Whereas Andre Reed was born on January 29, 1964 in Allentown, Pennsylvania. And whereas Andre Reed was a football standout at Deeriff High School where he excelled at quarterback. And whereas Andre Reed went on to star at Kutztown University, setting 9 school records and being named to the All-Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference team 3 times, including the first team twice. He finished his college career with 142 catches for 2,020 yards and 14 touchdowns. And whereas Andre Reed was selected by the Buffalo Bills as the 86th pick overall in the 1985 NFL Draft, in 15 seasons with the Bills, he played in 4 Super Bowls and was selected to 7 Pro Bowls. Also a 4-time All-AFC choice, he is still the team's all-time leading receiver with 941 receptions. And whereas after his playing career, Andre Reed returned to his studies at Kutztown University and earned a bachelor's degree in 2005. Between his stellar accomplishments as a high school and collegiate student athlete and his achievements at the highest level of the sport of football, he truly is the most decorated athletic alumnus in the history of our university and is represented in Canton, Ohio, among the best to play our nation's beloved game of professional football. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Council of Trustees of Kutztown University, in honor of all that Andre Reed has accomplished, that on this day, Saturday, October 18th, 2014, this facility shall be renamed University Field at Andre Reed Stadium. And now, a word from our guest of honor, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Andre Reed.
I'm blessed and thankful for all your recognition in my time here at the university. I'm so proud to be here. What has moved me beyond my words is your decision to hold me up as a role model for student athletes everywhere, especially here at the university. That people will see me and see my name up there and strive to be the best they can be at whatever they do. I embrace this, and I will strive to make you proud. To be proud of this community, proud of the high school I went to, proud of the team I played for. We hold each other up here. Kutztown U, my university. Thank you, Kutztown. Love you.
Coming up next, explore more opportunities offered at the universities in Pennsylvania's state system of higher education. Welcome back to Infinite Opportunities. Next, we go to Indiana University of Pennsylvania to meet a couple of alumni who achieved success in different aspects of the entertainment industry.
My name is Howie Begosa, and I am a designer for Disney Interactive Studios. So I design video games, specifically Club Penguin, which is a virtual world for kids. And I basically am in charge of creating art assets for this game and basically making the game look fun and exciting and approachable for kids. So I was never an actual graphic design major, but I didn't let that stop me from pursuing what I wanted to do. As a communications media major, I tried to look for mentors to help facilitate the dreams that I wanted to pursue. One of my mentors in particular was Dr. Drew Davidson, and he showed me that not only could I dream about being a graphic designer for video games and working in the video games industry, he showed me how to get there, you know, and that was a really big step for me. Knowing that I had a dream, but also the map and the path to walk on to get to that position. Going to IUP has helped me, you know, dip my feet into many, many different disciplines and interests, and that has really helped me out a lot in my career. You would think that being a dance minor has absolutely nothing to do with anything, right, except dance. But that experience alone at IUP has helped me become an animator for Disney. Getting a sense of timing and movement translates really well from dance to animation. The class sizes at IUP are really small, but sitting in a smaller class and getting a lot of attention from your professors, amazing. Like, it's hard, it's difficult to really engage and absorb the knowledge that a professor gives to you in a large setting. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the small settings was that I was able to find good mentors. Dr. Lamberski, Dr. Drew Davidson, these people have all molded me and shaped me into becoming this fierce, you know, professional and really pursue my dreams. Growing up, our family didn't have a lot of money, and school and college was almost a pipe dream. IUP gave me that chance. I would not be where I am today if it weren't for the people at my college who placed their faith in me.
When I was a freshman at IUP, I think I got kicked off the air multiple times on our local WIUP TV station. You learn from every little mistake, and some great professors along the way be like, let me show you how to do it. If you have an idea and you have the drive and the passion and the and the time, you can make it happen. So right now I'm a producer at Fox Sports West, where we do a lot of live sports productions, and we work with teams like the LA Kings, the LA Dodgers, the Clippers, all the big LA markets, Anaheim Ducks. And we do a live pre and post game show before and after every game. IUP absolutely prepared me for my career right out of the gate. I was 22 years old, I was in New York City, and I was at HBO, and I was like, how did I get here? IUP. And it wasn't one specific professor or one specific class per se, but it was this all-encompassing experience that I had at IUP that I was ready to go. It's a good college experience, like across the board. You know, yeah, I had my fun, but I got my work done too, and I like spending time in the basement of Davis Hall and just and making TV shows with fellow students who had the same passion, the same kind of, you know, hopes, dreams, desires that we all had there at the time.
Come back next week to learn more of the infinite opportunities at the state system's 14 universities, or visit us online.